Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Erin Elise, and today we're going to be talking about these super cool tables that I added to the back doors of my van. Now I know a lot of van lifers have cool tables on their back doors, and for a good reason. I have been using these like non-stop ever since I put them in. They're super helpful, great for cooking, and I absolutely love them. I want to show you guys how I made mine because there was definitely a little bit of trial and error trying to figure out how I was going to get these tables in with the size constraints that I had. You'll see it got a little weird. There was some things that needed to be adjusted, but it ended up working out great, and it was like very cheap. Fun little project just to add a little bit of functionality to a space that otherwise wouldn't be used. So let's get right into it, and I will first show you what I was rocking for a good year and a half. I've had the van for that long, and I kind of had just like these makeshift back panels where I used some extra vinyl flooring that I have in the front of the van. I had some extra pieces and I cut those out just so that the wood would match. Now I didn't hate these. What was really good about it was that the vinyl was very thin, and so my doors were able to shut no problem. It took me like 10 minutes to do. The negative is that when the van is getting hot and cold, the adhesive is kind of like melting and remelting, and it's just gross, and so it started to peel, and I was very happy to see these vinyl pieces go. Here I am just removing the little black plugs that are keeping this board in place, and there's really no easy way to do this. I just used like some needle nose pliers and just like yanked them out. After removing the old panels, it was time to make new panels, and if you've seen any of my videos before, you will know that I have used this old dresser for a lot of the scrap wood in my van build. A little backstory on this poor decrepit dresser. It was actually my sister's dresser in her like childhood room growing up, and it used to have these like really cute purple knobs that were in the shapes of butterflies, and a lot of you guys were mad that I removed those, but it doesn't really fit the van. They are cute, but anyway, it was my sister's old dresser, and I used the drawers of it for my storage drawers underneath my bed. I also used the top of the dresser for like my little countertop, and so now I wanted to use the side panels for my back door tables. Originally, I just wanted to use this dresser because the drawers were already pre-made, but once I started realizing that I could match the wood throughout the entire van by using the same dresser, I kind of have made it my life's mission to use every part of this dresser. The only thing I really have left to use of this thing are like the big knobs that were like the feet of the dresser. So leave a comment below if you have any ideas on what I can use those, like the feet for in the van build. I think it'd be fun to come up with something for those. So here I am just taking apart the dresser, making sure that I'm taking all of the hardware off.
Ta-da! And this is gold.
Then I used the old panels as a stencil for the new panels. I like to put my pencil in my bun. Never lose it. Then I went ahead and cut out the stencil, and don't make fun of my makeshift sawhorse. It actually worked out really well. This big bin thing, you gotta use what you gotta use sometime, okay? Here is a side-by-side of the old panel with the new panel, and the color is close, but you can definitely tell that, you know, one is real wood and it looks good, and the other one is fake wood that looks kind of silly. Up close. Far away is still good. After I had the panels cut out, it was my dad's idea to use a router to make the edges of the panel a little less sharp and a little bit more clean. This was super fun because I'd never used a router before. I love learning how to use new tools, so it was cool, and it was so easy and such a huge transformation of what the panel looked like. So obviously not everyone has a router laying around, but if you do have one that you can borrow, wow, highly recommend. I want to like route everything now. Now that we have the panels, this is where we have to start getting creative with how the heck we're gonna attach them to the back door. So the way I did this was I snuck a 2x4 into the inside of the panel. Originally, I wanted to use these really cool hinges. I've seen other people use these before, and they're these hinges that allow you to have the table and then it goes and then it goes flat against the wall. I don't know why I'm calling them a hinge. It's like a bracket. It's like this cool piece of hardware. It's like a bracket. It's like a shelf. It's like a folding shelf. The problem is that I need to be able to close my doors without hitting my platform of my bed. And so the space that I'm working with there is extremely small. And so these hinges, no matter what I do, they're still gonna sit out farther than I want them to. They are not gonna work. So that was kind of a bummer. And yes, I am in a mall parking lot right now. Oh, and someone decided to park next to me. Cool. My dad helped me try to figure out how we could get these things to work because, you know, maybe if we cut a little hole in the 2x4, you know, we could kind of create a little bit of extra space within the door to make it so it would be flush, but that didn't really work. And eventually it got really dark and we decided to scrap this piece of hardware altogether. It just wasn't gonna work. I will link them down below if it would work for you, because I do think it is a really cool piece of hardware, and honestly I could see myself using it in other ways with the van or maybe in future builds, but yeah, not for this one. And that's where this project went from being, you know, kind of a little bit more involved to not so much. Now we're just using a hinge. So we bought like a normal door hinge and we put 2 of those on the top, used the 2x4 as where we could drill into, and then we drilled into the top of the table. So now the table can go wee woo, but we need a way to support it, and that's where it gets even simpler. We literally just got some dowels for this. The viewers, Dad. What are you doing?
Trying to find out which one's straight. This one is nice and straight. Doesn't wobble. This one is wobbly. This one, no.
No.
This one, yes.
The next part, I don't even know why we struggled with this so much, but getting the placement of where to put the holes and at the angle was kind of hard. And I was really stressed because we kind of only had one tabletop, and if we accidentally screwed through it or drilled through it, it was gonna be bad. So I let my dad do the top drilling because I was terrified. And yeah, it was a little bit of trial and error trying to get the angle right.
So if it's too...
Aren't you gonna go right through it?
Well, you can with this one, so that's why I'm not really liking this one, because of the tip. So we're gonna go back to the old one.
Show that one.
This
The
one.
world's fattest
Yes.
drill bit I've ever seen.
Okay. But what we're gonna do in the meantime though is, I want a smaller bit to get it started.
Okay.
So I need like a medium of this.
You're asking me to go get
Yep.
one? Okay.
Technically,
This is scary. I'm
Got it?
stressed.
got it? You can hold this for me.
I'm stressed. Don't ruin it, Dad.
I won't. Ready?
Ah.
Alright, it's okay. So when you start, I'm gonna start flat. Okay, now I got the flat. Now I'm gonna turn it.
Kind of like the router. I'm not sure if everyone has like a giant drill bit just laying around. So that's kind of why this project like might not be super beginner friendly. But yeah, we used like a super fat drill bit to get that hole just right for the dowel. So that is how the table is held up with just 2 dowels. I keep the 2 dowels in my little storage compartment under my bed, and I ended up making a table for my left and my right side, so now I have a full spread to cook on, and I absolutely love it. This was a very rushed project because I was literally leaving to move to California like the next day. I think ideally I would have liked to have made the bottom part cuter, like instead of just having two ugly 2x4s, you could obviously like put some paneling in front of that, or maybe you could like paint the 2x4s if you really cared. For me, I don't really mind the wood look, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's not pretty wood, but you could stain it, I don't know. You could just cover it up, that would be fine, but I was in a rush and I was honestly just really happy to have these tables before I left for my trip. There's gonna be more updates about what I'm doing in California in the next couple videos. Basically, spoiler, I'm working there for a seasonal job, and so that is why I was in such a rush. I had to get to my new job. I needed to use all the tools before I left home. But yeah, I hope this video helped. I think that this is definitely the easiest way to make these backdoor panels if you're tight on space and if you're tight on money. Let me know what you think I should add next to the van. I had the deck put up last week, so just adding little things here and there has been really fun. And give me a like if you enjoyed this video, or you got a cool idea, or I don't know, you just liked it. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.